Hello, hello. This is Pat once again doing a response video to James Baber and his channel devoted to defeating Adventism. This is a response to short number 29. Adventist Ellen White teaches contradictions on the nature of Christ. Well, what is the propensity of human nature? What is it? What is it? What is it?
And we are here again featuring a quote from Ellen White, who just can't help herself demeaning and insulting Christ and getting the Word of God wrong. Look at this Adventist Review article right here from 1896. She says, on one hand, in him, this is Christ, was no guile or sinfulness. Then she goes on to say, yet he took upon himself our sinful nature.
All right, and then it keeps on reading, clothing his divinity with humanity. All right, humans are born sinful because their nature is to be sinful. All right, so with that, the statement is, he was not sinful. He took on our humanity, clothing his divinity with that nature, with human nature. That does not mean that Jesus was filled with sin. Your first sentence proves that he was not filled with sin. However, he took on humanity, which has a sinful nature.
You can't have a sinful nature and not be a sinner. She writes contradictory things. But of course we know the Bible teaches Christ was without sin. Look with me here. 2 Corinthians 5:21. For our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin.
That's exactly what her sentence just said.
Christ did not have a sinful nature. Ellen White gets it wrong again. Stop following these false Seventh-day Adventists. Ellen White can't read the Bible and keeps getting it wrong.
Alright, so in the comments section over here, I found it interesting that these two people went back and forth on some stuff. And let me see where it was. He started talking about the nature of humans and stuff. He said, can a human have the nature of a human and not be human? Alright, so what is it to be human? Humans have a sinful nature. Therefore, can Jesus be a human and deny human nature at the same time? Yes, it's called being a human with a sinful nature who denies that nature. And he says again here, can a cat have the nature of a cat and not be a cat? Yes, that's actually what Jesus did. He was in a body that has the nature of accepting sin, and yet he denied sin. Let's just confirm real quick. All I typed in right here was Jesus man and God before the ascension? And it says, yes, Christian doctrine teaches that Jesus was fully man and fully God before and after the ascension. Fully God. Jesus was divine. All right. Hippocratic union. His divine and human nature were permanently united in one person. Okay. A mystery even to humans. Therefore, the nature of humanity is sin. Now, did Jesus take upon himself human nature? Yeah. What does Google say? Human nature. Both. Right? I'm not clicking any links. This is straight off of Google. And whenever Google gives you a response, it is not based off of the minority. It's based off of the majority. And when you think about it, SDA is not the majority. Now, when it comes to this particular topic of James referring to humanity and what humanity's nature is. I genuinely believe that he's just intentionally using semantics because he's already been provided verses like Romans 8:3 or Hebrews 2:14 to establish the idea that Jesus took on our fallen human nature. And that's what she's saying, so he's definitely just using semantics to attempt to get his point across rather than reading the entire article in its fullest extent in order to show the audience, hey, this is what she actually meant when you read the entire article in its context. Again, I feel real sad for the people that take what he says at face value because he's not providing a link to the article. He's only reading a couple of sentences in the midst of a paragraph. What's said after the statement he underlines is very important, and he's not doing that. So it's very disappointing to see that happen, for him to get so much praise in the comments section over something so basic. Jesus took on our humanity, and human nature is a propensity to sin, and Jesus took that upon himself and yet had the strength to withstand that propensity. So I don't know, he's never gonna get past that, but it's very sad to see the comment section explode with positive reinforcement over something so basic as semantics.